if you saw the news, it dropped late yesterday. Rick and Morty's own Justin Roiland has been... The charges against him for domestic violence, for false imprisonment, have been dismissed by an Orange County district attorney.
What did he do?
He was accused of domestic battery and of false imprisonment of an ex-girlfriend. And these charges were dropped in court yesterday, which is interesting because a lot of people were pointing out, like, this case has been going on for like 2+ years.
Really?
But it wasn't made public.
Heard about it before.
But it wasn't made public until recently. So it's very interesting that it made it all the way this far into the legal process.
How do you false imprison your girlfriend? I don't understand. I'd like to know.
Close a door.
I guess a barricade situation.
A barricade where handcuffs involved, a radiator, ether, duct tape.
I don't know.
Wasn't that like a big thing that was going around when all of the Louis C.K. stuff was coming on? Some people said that he blocked the door. Some people said that he didn't block the door.
He didn't like actually physically block the door, but it's like, if you're jacking off in front of the door, no one wants to get close to you to move around you. Like,
it's a make-believe barrier.
You're kind of psychologically blocking the door.
It's a make-believe barrier.
Yeah, like no one's gonna step closer. You know what I mean? So it would send the wrong message. That's a whole other story. But now he's claiming that all of this was a false allegation.
Yeah, and a lot of people believe that the reason that the network didn't work to like help him, the reason that Adult Swim was so quick to throw him under the bus, is that everyone just hated working with him. They said that he was immature and that he hadn't really done any work since season 2 of Rick and Morty.
Did any of his colleagues know about this case?
Like, as far as I
feel
know,
like if they disliked him so much, they would have publicized it.
All of the allegations that I heard were more about him being immature to work with and hitting on the female.
Seems like it.
And by the way, all of the people that like end up getting in trouble for this in Hollywood that work in executive roles, they literally look like the same person.
Not R. Kelly.
Yeah, not R. Kelly. No, he wasn't an executive. That's a different genre.
And he wasn't white.
Yes.
Hello.
Yep. And it's a funny thing, after I was looking into this last night and we were talking about Me Too allegations, given that it's 2023 now, I wanted to go back and look through, like, I just started Googling, like, all the way back to 2019. Obviously, everyone remembers Johnny Depp, but I brought up a list of a lot of these cases, and it's
all been memory hold.
It's a hilariously sad statement on our culture, how many of these things that were supposedly accusations of actors and producers and stuff that just I didn't remember at all, and I've been following this stuff for years. So let's
look at Indian burial
of
ground of allegation after allegation.
Do you have some Hollywood like award show style memoriam of Me Too allegations?
Well,
it's true what they say. Like I'm not the first to say this, but you know, Bernie Madoff was indicted to cover for financial crimes, and Harvey Weinstein was indicted to cover for other people doing sexual crimes.
And here's the funny thing is, he's always the first name on the list, so we have that here. So here's Harvey Weinstein. Number 2 is Morgan Freeman. Does anybody remember that?
What did he do? Morgan Freeman.
I have no clue. Like, so it says, proof that the Me Too movement accusers coming forward is nowhere near its conclusion. Beloved actor Morgan Freeman had been accused of by 8 different women, claiming that he had said sexually inappropriate things and engaged in non-consensual touching and groping. Does anybody remember that?
Nope.
No, I don't remember that. And there's a $20 one right there.
Bro Cody said, "Get Ant-Man out of here. This cyber frog neighborhood."
This is Cyberfrog neighborhood.
This is Cyberfrog neighborhood.
So that's kind of like that. That's like the Jussie Smollett version of it, where this is MAGA country. this is Cyberfrog. This is
yes. Somebody fabricate a hate crime where they say this is Cyberfrog Town.
Frogtown is and Frogtown is an actual. There's actually like a place in Minnesota called Frogtown. Like like in uptown, like in Minneapolis. You don't want to go there for the most part. Like,
oh, okay.
You don't. You know, in general. The North Minneapolis,
part of town.
yeah. Oh. Well, that was the funniest part of the saddest part of like all of the stuff that happened in Minnesota in 2020 is like as bad as it was, and like the cops there are even worse than what you see on TV because the Minneapolis Police Department is just horribly corrupt.
Wow.
So we're gonna go through some more of these names. Kevin Spacey. Everyone remembers Kevin Spacey. Jeffrey Tambor.
Didn't remember.
That
yeah. I do
Louis
remember
C.K.
that.
Yes.
Everyone remembers that.
Yeah.
David Copperfield. I don't
idea.
remember that. Maybe because he's a magician, he made it just disappear.
He made his underpants disappear in front of a lot of young ladies. I think that was the main problem. Yeah.
Yikes.
He's like, he should have put a restriction on that one. Like you had to sign a waiver before going to see David Copperfield there. Then we have R. Kelly. So
yeah.
It's
just the most salacious stories lived on.
Yeah. Scott Baio.
No
What did
idea.
Scott Baio do?
So it says, everybody loves Chachi, but the actor who played him, Scott Baio, is in the middle of a major fight for his good name. On January 27th, 2017, it was a fateful day. Who came for? Oh, wait, let's see. It says. Let me restart here. It says Charles in charge co-star as an adult is violated. Somebody from the age of 14.
Yikes.
Okay. It says.
See, this is it. Like, Harvey Weinstein was the sacrificial lamb, and then the rest of Hollywood kind of got off scot-free.
That's right. Free Harvey Weinstein. Free Harvey Weinstein.
That's getting clipped.
Clip that right now.
No, don't clip
that's
that.
absolutely getting clipped. It says his Charles in Charge co-star as a star and an adult when he violated her starting at the age of 14 and carrying on until she was 17. Baio took to Facebook to deny the allegations vehemently.
Thanks
Yikes.
for clearing that up.
Yeah,
moving on with my day.
Jeremy Piven, Tom Brokaw, Bill Cosby. Everyone remembers
yes.
Bill Cosby. T.J. Miller. I remember that one just because that had lasting implications for Deadpool because he was in Deadpool at the time. Matt Lauer. I remember that.
I loved that. That was my favorite one. I'm like, we got Matt Lauer. Yes, get him out of here.
Get him out of here.
Yes.
We got to get rid of him.
Yeah, don't like him.
Ed Westwick. I don't even know who Ed Westwick is.
He was on Gossip Girl.
Oh, that's why I don't know.
Yeah.
So then Charlie Rose, James Toback. Like nobody remembers most of these cases.
This is just what men do when they have no consequences.
And a lot of power in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Charlie Rose would walk around naked. I remember him too. He'd walk around naked in front of his maids.
No, of course.
That's what he was doing, you
course.
know. It's my house.
Who flashed Pamela Anderson?
Tim Allen.
Yeah, it's like
Tim
that.
Allen
It's
from
like,
Home Improvement.
oh, it was the 90s. Like
That's
Everybody was doing it.
There's so
everyone
many
was just
times-
flashing each other.
Half the time on this show, I have to make excuses by telling Mary, look, you weren't around. It was the 90s. It was a different time to be alive. I actually posted a tweet yesterday, like a picture from the Spice Girls movie of them with a bunch of aliens. And it just pointed out, like, there was a time when there was a movie where, like, aliens came down to Earth and said, take me to your leader. And we sent the Spice Girls. Like, it was just a different time to be alive. Like, you wouldn't
That
understand.
makes it sound wholesome, but did you get flashed by Tim Allen in the 90s, Brad?
No, I did not.
I did.
No.
You
did.
could have, like,
My truth, yes.
I didn't end up in any of the same rooms as him, so I can't speak for any of the other men in his life.
So you're Tim Allen.
Yes. No.
You've never been seen in the same room with
You'll never
Tim
know.
Allen.
You'll never know. Do you want to go through some of the things that bet against Jeremy, against Roiland? Like,
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
first I'm going to read out his statement that he posted on Twitter. He said, I've always known that these claims were false, and I never had any doubt that this day would come. I'm thankful that this case has been dismissed, but at the same time, I'm still deeply shaken by the horrible lies that were reported about me during this process. Most of all, I'm disappointed that so many people were so quick to judge without knowing the facts, based solely on the word of an embittered ex trying to bypass due process and have me, quote unquote, canceled.
but the thing is, it wasn't in the public eye for the first 2 years, so it really wasn't an attempt to cancel him. It actually was an attempt to take things through the criminal justice system.
Yeah, it was what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, what you're actually supposed to do in these situations,
in an
which
official
is
capacity.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
a
it
lot
just
of
didn't
us-
work out.
yeah.
So we don't know what really happened with the domestic violence charge. It doesn't really matter. But I don't think that he has been exonerated in the public eye by any means, because there are
Twitter
still
hates
all
him.
of these allegations of him messaging underage girls and adult women. Crazy things.
I have the one from Allie. Let's show the one from Allie.
Yes, this one from a musician named Allie Gertz, who was and is an adult still.
Thank God.
She said in this tweet, I'll say more later. For now, I'll just share the types of funny DMs Justin Roiland would send me. Posted and deleted this last night because I was worried about any backlash. But this dude made me, someone who wrote a Rick and Morty concept album, never watch his show again. It's just embarrassing to admit that you wrote a Rick and Morty concept album. So,
but also never meet your heroes.
stunning and brave for coming out and saying that out loud, Queen. Go off. So here's what he sent her. I guess this is a screenshot from back in 2015.
And again, we can't verify.
Yeah, no
whether
verification
this is real
that
or
any
not.
of this is real.
I don't like. Again, then they would say, "Why would she lie about it?" But we all know that there's
we don't even know.
People.
Maybe she sent responses to these messages but deleted them later. Who knows? But this is just a string of messages that he sent her. Can you write a song about 9 dicks of different sizes and ethnic origins hanging above your face, and then in the lyrics describe how they each splatter you with semen? But, important, the larger message of the song is about how we are all the same and no more racism. And then he said, who is this Lee character? Why does he or she have to find parking? Why are you a huge beep? That's the F.
Yes, we're not using
Answer
that word.
later. And then he said 1 minute later, sorry, Allie, I'm okay. My 4th glass of wine. This was all off record. Don't break my trust, you a-hole. JK, you're all right.
The tone of that last text is just one that says like, I've rung a bell that can't be unrung.
He had his oh shit moment.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm screwed. It's also
1 minute later while you're still pissed drunk.
I mean, to be fair, in the writers' room, the idea of bukkake as a way of solving racism sounds very South Park to me.
Not Rick and Morty.
Just not a very
guys,
you send
I don't know if you know this.
Human being that you don't know well.
You have to be a certain level of IQ points to understand Rick and Morty. Few people realize this, but it's really only for the high IQ galaxy brain geniuses out there.
Yes.
I wouldn't know that. I'm stupid. So there were a lot of other allegations listed here from women who claim that it was all when they were underage.
Yeah, that seems to be the big one that nobody has an answer to right now. That a lot of people are saying,
none of it is confirmed.
Yeah, people are saying like, great, you've been acquitted, or you've had the charges dismissed against you about falsely imprisoning your ex-girlfriend. Now answer to the charges that the public has made against you.
What do you do when it's not a charge and it's just people saying that you're a weirdo, which is probably what you are?
He probably is a weirdo, but without proof, I can't know that for sure. And I'm not going to.
The guy makes a cartoon. I mean, this is the whole thing. Your fans are probably going to be young teenagers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole thing. I always thought that was the worst thing about being like an adult in NSYNC or the Backstreet Boys or something like that. Your fans are 12.
Yeah.
They love you, but they're 12 years old. Got to be kind of rough, but look, I believe all of this.
You totally believe that?
I speak Allie Gertz's name here. I see you. I believe this, sure.
Same thing with a lot of like Disney stars growing up in the spotlight, and all of their fans are younger than them.
Yeah.
Like I heard this podcast with Mitchell Musso on it. He was on Hannah Montana, and he said that he hooked up with fans all the time. And I was like, I don't know if you want to say that
Maybe
out loud in a public platform, because they were literal children.
Somebody needs to make like a movie about like for the average boy band star. It's not about like the first time around. It's about the reunion tour. That's when it finally goes right for them, when they're finally an adult and their fans are adults too. Yeah. And then they're like, now it's gonna be good.
So here are some other posts. One said in September 2015, Justin Roiland followed me on Twitter and I was 16. Of course, I was so excited because I loved Rick and Morty at the time, so I messaged him first and we started talking every now and then, some of it very casual, but some parts were 100% weird. So according to screenshots shared by this Twitter user, Justin Roiland asked this minor to run away from school and go into sex slavery? I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. He also allegedly addressed her as a F slur, B word.
He seems to love that word, which is
called her jailbait,
creepy.
And said that she would go into camming, let's just say that, once she turns 18. A different user said that he asked her when she was underage if she was going to get Morty tattooed on her boob. Another one said, Justin Roiland has a track record of using social media to hit up and exploit vulnerable people and minors, and I believe this is an open secret in the industry. He used my sexual trauma and my love for Rick and Morty to groom me. I'm sorry, that sentence is just...
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
And I am one of so many. I am glad this is public.
It's just like, I don't think a lot of these celebrities understood that what the internet was going to do to them. Like, I maintain a lot of time, I think the most scared people in the world are 80s rock stars who lived at a time when this behavior was just not just okay, but encouraged. And they wake up every day terrified that somebody's going to come out and make some claim against them from when they were.
You're an animator on Rick and Morty. You're not a rock star.
They
You're
kind
a
of are.
loser.
No, they are. They're still considered rock stars. They're still people that like look over like $1 million, $1 billion properties. So whether we think they're dorky or not, and the glasses he's wearing are far. He's got like these glasses that like curve upwards. Like he looks like his name should be Jan. Like he looks like his name's Jan. But like they're still famous people with like lots of people following them.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think that at some point somebody like, let's just say Mick Jagger, is going to have to answer for the fact that he has had sex with all of his fans over the course of like 70 years?
I think there's a Steven Tyler just recently had like a very serious case come out against him. So yeah, like I think that does happen
and
to
then,
a good amount of them.
Who was it from Kiss that recently did an interview?
Gene Simmons, would it be, or one of these guys?
Was it Simmons? I don't think it was Simmons, because Simmons is always in the news for being just a nutso on Twitter.
Yeah,
he's just insane on Twitter.
I'm not sure. I don't remember, but he like did this interview, and they kind of hinted at the question like, well, what would you have done if you had, risen to fame in the age of Snapchat, or when everyone can film everything and record what you're saying and doing? And he just like totally dodged the question, but it was obvious that he would have been canceled. And you're just basking in the glory of having risen to fame at a time when you didn't have to face those risks.
Yeah, those celebrities today, they don't like it. I'm sure those young actors are not having a lot of fun with stuff like that. This is one of those ones that's hard, because your instinct is to protect minors, and it's also very, 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 very easy to believe that a famous cartoon show animator is a piece of crap in Hollywood, because there's so many pieces of crap in Hollywood, right? But also, I can't know. So what am I supposed to say?
Well, these are nerds that gain power through their art. It's like they couldn't...
Nerds that gain power.
Theater nerds.
That's
theater
all it
nerds
is.
And art nerds that became powerful in Hollywood at a time when they wanted to both get back at the people that threw them into lockers when they were in school, and have
but
sex
get back
with
at women too.
Yeah.
This guy wasn't getting girls in high school.
Yeah.
I mean, now he can he's got power over this whole demographic of young women.
That's why we love Chet Hanks here, not Colin Hanks, because Chet Hanks is a Chad and Colin Hanks looks like he got tossed into lockers in high school. He does. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media, and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.